Tennessee veteran basketball team did an excellent job of coming in, playing really well from tip to finish tonight. I thought they did a great job of taking over the game. Their guards did about midway there through the first half. Played extremely well and did more of the same in the second half. I don't think we competed at the level that we needed to have an opportunity or a chance to be playing with the team, the caliber of Tennessee tonight. And those are things that we're certainly going to have to work on, and that's going to have to be a really complete team effort. I thought we were out tough early on, and thought in the second half we just did not play with the passion that we needed to be able to compete and battle with these guys.
Johnny, they were real methodical offensively, and that seemed to draw you guys into that early on. Does that frustrate your guys when they have to slow down and play at the other team's pace?
Well, I think we are certainly capable of playing at other paces because of the makeup of our team. I thought what they were able to do, their guards were able to step out, knock down shots. I think they hit 7 threes, if I'm not mistaken, in the first half. And some of those threes were unguarded, meaning that we had blown assignments for those guys. Did a great job of getting themselves open. And then the second half, thought we were able to speed them up. And even with that, we got beat on some hustle plays. We allowed them to only shoot 30-some% in the second half. We turned them over 16 times out of 10 to turn the ball over, and we didn't take advantage of it because we failed to score on the other end of the floor, and our lack of scoring is, again, we just didn't execute at the level that we needed to against a good basketball team.
Johnny, this is the second game in a row where effort has been in question. You have some young guys on the team, but they don't seem to do the issue, I guess, with that. Just how alarming is that for a club? And is that a rebuilding the ground up kind of issue, or is that something you can correct?
No, it's something we're going to have to correct. I think, unfortunately, we've allowed guys to get minutes and possibly places, and we've got to just make sure that all that is earned. And minutes that guys play on the floor, they're going to certainly have to earn them. And we've at least given guys a chance to show what they're capable of doing, but the minutes, guys are going to have to earn them, and that's going to have to start in practice. In positions, we're going to have to certainly start in practice as well, and we've got to do a great job. This may not be the best starting lineup for us, and these guys got to go back and compete and play hard. And if you have any, if it's anything to you, and you're looking for playing time, you're certainly going to take a little bit different approach. And if you want to play and compete and get some of those minutes, you have a little bit different effort. And that will go from practice to games, and we've got to make sure that we take our practice to the game.
Do you ever remember as a player saying, I wasn't ready to play?
Excuse me?
Do you ever remember as a player saying I wasn't ready to play?
No, I've never had an opportunity to say that, and I've never heard great players say that, or guys that compete, and I'm not sure who said that, and I guess I can read and find out at a later date. But if you don't show up and put the uniform on and not be ready to play, that's not the business we have here. And very long you won't have a uniform here if you're not showing up ready to play.
When you have moments like this, you have to reevaluate who are some of the leaders in this team you can turn to.
I think we've got to make sure that it's wholesale really for us. I think we've got to go through our whole basketball team, and everybody here certainly have to get out there and compete. We don't have anybody that's really standing out right now outside of Jordan Mickey that I think day in and day out has been able to show that he's competing in every game regardless of what his numbers are, and he's done that from practice to games. And I'd say Siobhan Coleman as well, and those two guys outside of him, and then we have to make sure that guys are competing at a different level.
I know Tennessee has some more experienced guys throughout their starting lineup, but are you a little bit stunned in an SEC opener that your team would be out tough, out hustle, out everything, just kind of stand around and watch it?
Well, I don't know so much standing around watching. They did a great job of controlling the tempo of the game. They spread the floor, and they made sure that you have to run extremely long to try and get traps on them, and they took care of the basketball really for the most part. And then they scored, especially there in the first half, and knocked down threes, and the post guys didn't really get going, but the perimeter guys did. And then in the second half, when we felt like we'd had traps or beaten them, they get the balls out of the trap, and then they're dunking on the other end of the floor because we failed to challenge them really there at the rim. And so those are things that we've got to clean up and understand how important it is in those possessions. And when we get tips, we've got to come up with the 50-50 balls, and we're allowed them to come up with too many of them tonight.
Were there any consistencies in blown assignments on the perimeter in the first half?
Excuse me?
Was there a common cause or a theme in the blown assignments in the first half?
Well, guys just not communicating. We didn't do a great job of really talking. If we're coming back in transition and someone's taking somebody else's guy, we're not rotating and picking up the loose man. We're running looking for our guy. Some already have him, and they're pitching the ball over to another really good shooter. And these three guys have shown that they're very capable shooters in the last few games that they've played. And that's what they've been told. We've talked about. It's part of scouting report. And then we don't come out and bring the scouting report to the game to make sure that we're in the wheelhouse and close enough and defending those guys at a certain level.
You want to wish Siobhan